Kelsey Frew. I'm here with Nick Schultz and Dylan Conover during the second half of Day 2 of the MVC tournament. Earlier this afternoon, nationally ranked Wichita State blew Bradley out of the water. Let's take a look at that.
The Bradley Braves faced off against the Wichita State Shockers in the quarterfinals of Arch Madness in St. Louis, and it was all Shockers throughout the game. Zach Bush draws the foul while draining the shot while falling down. Darryl Brown adds 2 of his 18 points to the Bradley effort. Luke Van Bree adds the 3, but it was not enough as the Braves couldn't keep up with Wichita State's quick moves. Neither team shot particularly well, but Wichita State made its free throws and came out on top 82-56. Darrell Willis Jr. added 17 points for Wichita State, and they will move on to play Missouri State in the semifinals of Arch Madness on Saturday.
All right, so now we're over to Nick Schultz for a discussion about Wichita State and Bradley. So game started out pretty slow. Surprisingly enough, Bradley had the first points, and then Wichita took over with a 30-8 point run. So do you think Wichita State, having the record it has, did Bradley ever have a chance?
Well, I mean, at first it looked like it, didn't it? I mean, they came out to score. I mean, they had the lead for a while, which kind of surprised me. Then, like I said, they had that 30-8 run, and after that, there was no chance. This Bradley team is so young. They have no seniors. So they're very young, so they haven't been in the tournament atmosphere going up against a team like Wichita State, who's also young, but they're also very deep. So I don't think they had a chance.
So an interesting point is that both teams scored 40 points in the second half. Does that make any indication that Bradley could have had a chance, or does that mean that Wichita was just sort of lax?
I don't think it does. I mean, Wichita State, Greg Marshall was using his bench more. He had 45 points off his bench in this game, and he used a lot of it in the last 8 minutes of the second half. So he used his bench, and it looked like Bradley could have had a chance if he stayed with the bench. But if he would have put his starters back in, that game could have been a lot worse than it was.
All right, and moving on to UNI versus Missouri. UNI was last year's MVC champion, and this year they lost to Missouri State. So let's take a look at that.
Northern Iowa, the 3 seed in this year's tournament, was trying to three-peat as champions, but everyone knew that the Panthers' success started and ended with Jeremy Morgan here. He splashes a 3, getting his team going early. Missouri State, however, despite his 6th seed, was not fazed by its opponent. Here, Daquan Miller contested hits a long 2. Miller, a little heated that he wasn't named to an All-MVC team, was not just scoring. Here he facilitates Chris Kendricks for the 3. Bears went into the half leading 31-29. UNI kept it close throughout the second half. Here, Bennett Cook puts up the contested jump shot, but the Bears would not be beat. Here, Miller throws up another 3. He'd finish with 9 points. Morgan hit some shots down the stretch, but it was too little too late, and the Bears took the game 70-64.
All right, so UNI versus Missouri State. Last year's MVC champs lost this year in a very close game. So over to Dylan Conover. What do you think happened? Where did UNI go wrong?
Well, first of all, this game, even though it was a 3-6 seed matchup, was a lot closer. And in many ways, it might have been more intriguing of a game than the 4-5 Loyola and Southern Illinois. Missouri State, they were predicted to be a top 4 team in the Valley this year. So I'm not looking at their 6th seed as a sign of them being bad. I show it as a sign of the competition in the Valley. What went wrong for UNI? Alize Johnson got hot. I mean, the story of this game was Alize Johnson versus Jeremy Morgan. Obviously, Jeremy Morgan's a star on Northern Iowa, but he went into the half with 13 points, didn't score again until just about a minute left in the second half. I mean, similar to Milton Doyle with Loyola earlier today. Alize Johnson, on the other hand, was hot the entire game. He finished with 20 points, 17 rebounds. It's really hard to go against the guy who's playing out of this world like he did.
All right, and like you said, Missouri State is the 6th seed. They're currently the lowest seed left in the tournament. Do you think that's significant in any way, or do you think they have just as good of a chance as anybody?
Well, it's all kind of the elephant in the room is Illinois State and Wichita State. It really doesn't matter what seed you are because you're going to have to go through the 1 and 2 seed. I think Missouri State is probably as talented a team as you could hope to be going against Wichita State. In many ways, they might have been the most athletic team out of the 3, 4, 5, and 6 seeds that played today. I don't think they're concerned. obviously, as a fan, you might be concerned because they're going against Wichita State, which is so deep, so veteran, and so athletic. But Missouri State has what it takes to get it done. And, with Alize Johnson having the confidence that he has after a game like this, don't sleep. Don't sleep on the Bears.
All right, thank you guys so much. That wraps it up for day 2 of the MVC tournament, and we will see you tomorrow for day 3.